We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a for hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Dirk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night.
Arrest warrant has been issued for South Florida rapper Kodak Black. Officials say Bill Capri, better known as Kodak Black, violated the conditions of his pre-trial release.
There is currently 50 rappers sitting inside a jail due to crimes that they committed, just like YNW Melly, whose jail time will only get longer due to his best friend now snitching against him.
Mr. Henry is going to remain set for trial September the 10th at 9 o'clock with Mr. Demons, pending whatever future motion that I may hear. I'm in another capital case right now. I have 4 hearing dates left available between now and September the 10th. I gave the parties those 4 dates, and I'm holding all of those dates and times open only for these 2 defendants. So anything that you need me for, okay? Yes, sir.
As the news wrote, at the beginning of Wednesday's hearing, Judge Martin Feen, to Borland's attorney, said, quote, "So Mr. Haddad, for the time being, Mr. Henry is going to remain set for trial on September 10th with YNW Melly. This could not be worse for Melly, and let me explain. The prosecutors are gonna force Borland to snitch. The news already wrote, a no communication order has been filed in the YNW Melly trial. The order makes Melly and Borland completely separate. No talking, no lawyer talk, just silence, as the prosecutors are forcing Borland to snitch by trying Melly and him together in the trial."
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It's just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
If Borland knows that he didn't commit this serious crime, he won't physically be able to just sit there and take life in prison to the chin. This makes it very likely he'll then point the finger against Melly, just like Melly did against Borland in the first trial. Now, what you didn't know is that Melly's lawyers already tried pinning this entire crime on YNW Borland. It's why you haven't heard a word from Borland since the original trial.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with 2 bodies, a car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
As YNW Borland feels extremely betrayed by his former best friend, as Melly's own lawyer revealed that Borland was the one that was lying to the feds, he was the one with powder residue on his hands, and he was the last one with Juvie and Sack Chaser when they passed away. They even went as far as to bringing a forensic scientist to the stand who covered the passings to go into further detail about YNW Borland having the powder residue.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of pot residue and 2 component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of pot residue and 1 component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was pot residue present on the hands.
YNW Borland did not like this at all, and here's why. When YNW Melly's mistrial was granted, a report shared, YNW Borland tweets a mysterious message on the same day Melly's mistrial was declared. This was the last tweet that he has made, and the tweet shares, "Mind games don't work on people like me," alongside a handshake emoji as if he's accepting some sort of deal. But what makes it even more concerning is that YNW Borland has every reason to snitch against Melly, all because of what was found found inside of his home.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
As it was then announced by Bryson Ball, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Bortland's home last week as filed into the Broward clerks, as there is photos of Bortland drawing out details of where certain jurors were sitting in the YNW Melly trial. He even gave a description of what they looked like. As before Melly's lawyers started throwing incriminating evidence towards Bortland, it started to look like Bortland was getting ready to slide for Melly if these jurors found him guilty.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
When this was all shared inside of court, it made Melly get very angry, visibly yelling at his lawyers. As the news wrote, today's hearing marks the first time YNW Melly publicly went against his legal team's advisement in open court, as Melly was seen yelling at his lawyers.
Yes, sir.
Against our advice, our client wants to proceed.
You objected to their request for me to determine this automatic stay.
Based upon what our client has instructed us, yes, sir.
As the evidence that they are arguing about is about YNW Melly's street team association. There's one piece of evidence the feds want to use against Melly. It's this Facebook post of Melly with Young Thug. They're trying to say that Melly is a part of the Red Street team, just like Young Thug is, to make him look worse in front of a jury.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, he's hanging with him. And he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with Mr. Demons has the big B hand signs displayed.
Okay, and see the individuals again. I'm assuming that's also Young Thug. That's also unknown.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and capture.
Melly was then seen yelling at his lawyers. People inside of the courtroom overheard it and claimed that Melly said, in quote, "I don't care, I'm not in no gang, they can't prove that."
I'm aware that 924-071 call for an automatic stay while
they were aggravators. They go to membership in a gang. There were things that the jury would have to find before going into penalty.
Not aggravator, that's the death penalty. Aggravator, that's the gang enhancement itself, Your Honor. That was charged. He was charged in committing the murder for the further of the gang, which is an aggravator in terms of the guilt.
Something that they would have to find by way of an interrogatory.
Yes.
Now there's one main reason that YNW Melly does not care if this evidence is included. If Melly's lawyers get that evidence thrown out, the paperwork that comes alongside that will end up making the trial begin in 2027. That means that YNW Melly will have been sitting in jail for 8 to 9 years before ever being convicted.
I do find this case to be under the most compelling circumstances. Mr. Demons, as I sit here today, has been in custody for 2,339 days. Besides Mr. Demons' cases, which I've removed, this division currently has 38 other cases, special set for trial. 22 of those are murder cases. Numerous of those are death cases. And right now, Mr. Division has trial special set in December of 2026.
However, the state, they really want the trial delayed once again. They want to bring in so much new evidence against Melly to ensure that he gets sentenced to life inside a prison.
And finally, Judge, just so, again, the record's clear, given Judge Murphy's order, and there would be an intent to comply with it, what the court is compelling the state to do is to go forward with evidence that has been suppressed. In other words, we would not be able to use that evidence.
You can't.
Right.
It's suppressed. That's exactly correct.
As of now, the attorneys could go to the appellant court and request that they issue a stay or place a hold on the trial, and that seems to be the only way that this trial does not move forward on the scheduled date. So if that doesn't happen, Melly trial number 2 will begin in about 2 months.
With the entire courtroom beginning to go into a frenzy, YNW Melly's mother, Jamie King, would then hop on IG Live outside of the courthouse and give an update on when the trial will begin.
Basically what happened today is the judge has said we are not delaying trial. We will be going to trial September 10th, even though there's things that's up with the 4th DCA that has been ruled to be suppressed and not able to be used in the upcoming trial. The judge is just upholding those orders. So therefore, all of basically what was up on appeal was all of that stuff, what they were using as an enhancer in order to get the death penalty qualified. The judge ordered all of that to be suppressed. So moving forward onto the new trial, the state will not be able to bring in that evidence.
As at the end of the hearing, YNW Melly's lawyers did ask the judge for a bond release until September, but sadly the news wrote, YNW Melly's reaction after not receiving a bond in his Double M case, he's been in jail for 2,320 days without a guilty verdict. As while he was denied his bond, he did have a huge win inside of court, which could result in YNW Melly being released on a bond on one specific date. To understand when, it's important to know that an FBI agent took the stand. This FBI agent specializes in cell phone data research. As a report shares, YNW Melly's lawyers questions FBI agent that did an analysis on Melly's phone at the time of the crime.
Based on the information, you can't really tell the court precisely which locations these phones are following, can you?
No, and one of the limitations of cellular analysis is that you can only say a general area where the device would be at a given time.
All right. So even with the general analysis, all of the stuff that we've gone through for about 4 or 5 hours, at the end of the day, you can never give an exact location.
True.
And could you tell if somebody was walking around a car with the phone? Would you be able to tell that?
No.
So it'd be your testimony that this phone, 9807, could be from here to here, correct?
Yes.
While he shared important information, it wasn't until the next topic of conversation where things got interesting. A DNA specialist took the stand. His job was to go over DNA research on items that were found at the crime scene, including items that may have been used in the crime. This was Melly's biggest win so far. The report reads, DNA analyst confirms Melly's DNA was not found on multiple items that were recovered at the crime scene.
So going to item number 22. The swab from the Gucci sandals. We're able to compare the profile from Mr. Demons as opposed to the profile developed from those sandals.
I did, and he was excluded.
The stain on the front of the t-shirt, item number 23. We're able to compare Mr. Demons' profile to that.
I did a comparison, and he was again excluded.
What about item number 24, the cutting on the stain of the rear of the t-shirt?
After comparisons were done, he was excluded.
Okay, then on item number 25, the swab of stain from the Air Jordans.
Again, an exclusion.
Going on to item number 26, the swab from the yellow jacket.
An exclusion as well.
And in terms of the item number 27 and 28, the swabs at the Gatorade bottles. What were the results on that?
Those were both exclusions.
However, YNW Melly's DNA was found on a car door handle, which is obvious as we watched him get into the car. As with Melly being seen getting into the car, there was questions about rapper Fredo Bang's involvement. Now, the feds claim they have proof that YNW Melly was picked up by Fredo Bang when the crime went down, and then he was dropped off at a nearby house.
And Chris Thomas are So what you're also going to find out is while Mr. Devins is out there on the side of the road, 4 in the morning, 4:42 specifically, he sends a drop pin, digital homing beacon, to his current location to one of his friends, Frederick Givens. Frederick Givens is also involved in the music industry, and he asked to be picked up. Frederick Givens then, about 11 minutes later, is sent another drop pin where Mr. Devins has moved a couple of meters. What you're going to find out as well, though, is these digital leashes, they have more than just phone calls.
But there's one man who can truly answer on why Fredo Bang picked up YNW Melly, and that is YNW Bortlen. But having YNW Bortlen beside Melly in the upcoming trial will also answer one very important question, which is what is the context of what happened 5 hours after the crime occurred? It was announced the prosecutors updated the evidence against Melly. He didn't know that he was being filmed admitting to the passing of Sack Chaser and Juvie, where only 5 hours after the crime was done, Melly was seen dancing in a parking lot with YNW Bortlen being filmed without knowledge of it.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
Showing not even an ounce of sadness for the passing of their two best friends, but without his knowledge, he would then be filmed once again. This was 30 minutes before the crime went down, where Melly was seen exiting the studio. You could watch him walk into the back left seat of the Jeep and then sit there waiting for Sack Chaser, Juvie, and Bortlen to get in.
Excuse me, you're able to see? Yes? All right.
Now, the official court document reads, the direction of bullets traveling from left to right in the car supports the claim that they originated from the back left seat. This is where YNW Melly was positioned, as they ended up bringing Juvie's mother to go to the stand and confirm that he was sitting there.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
I'm Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
But did you know Melly's likelihood of being found guilty in his trial in September increased by 95%? It is so disturbing that many believe the Florida court system is corrupt. I want you to meet Melly's ex-girlfriend Mariah Hamilton. Mariah has been hiding out of the United States since before Melly's original trial. She was supposed to testify against him, but she never showed up. She randomly left the United States only weeks before the trial began, and she has never returned since.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
She ended up going to jail. She arrived to the airport and she was immediately arrested as she wanted to go visit family that she hasn't seen in years. When she arrived to jail, she was having an extremely hard time, which is why when she had her first court hearing, the judge made her a deal. If you agree to testify against Melly and tell the truth, you're free to go home. She was out of the courtroom within 25 minutes. She would then get into her vehicle with her parents, immediately go on Facebook and write, "To my village, thank you to my village, I love you all so much, God's plan, not mine. Why this is so bad for YNW Melly is on Mariah's iCloud account, they have evidence of Melly forcing her to not testify in the trial. This is known as witness tampering, and this carries a life sentence in prison regardless if Melly is found guilty of sack chaser and juvie's passing.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demmons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
The witness tampering case would also be separate from his existing case of juvie and sack chasers passing. However, because YNW Melly was using the jail phones to call Mariah telling her to leave the United States, Melly hasn't been allowed to use a phone in jail for several months. It got so bad, Melly's mom, Jamie King, even did an interview exposing the county jail for not allowing Melly to use a phone or even look at his own mail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
But if the evidence is true that Melly was using the jail phones to commit witness tampering, then that's why they haven't allowed him. It's very concerning because they definitely have the evidence stored until trial begins, as they wouldn't just keep him off of the jail phones if it was a hunch. That would result in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. But if you're a fan of Melly's music, leave a like on the video and comment down below whether or not he's guilty. However, a rapper that is set to be released from jail soon is Lil Durk. Today, Lil Baby wrote, "I don't care about nothing else other than Durk right now, free the bro," which is his reaction to the news of words from Durk's father have Durk being released on a bond. With this being his 3rd attempt, his lawyers made an offer so great the judge can't refuse it.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the 3rd time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
As the prosecutors dropped evidence against Durk, this gave him a release date. As the news wrote, today Lil Durk's court hearing had the prosecutors telling the judge they are willingly throwing away evidence against Durk while reading it out loud during his court hearing in front of everyone. I wonder how this will affect the rest of his bond hearing. Now, the lyrics they dropped are, told me they got an Addy go, got location go, look on the news, see your son screaming no, no, while showing the actual news report of Quando Rondo's screaming no.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
As it is a great thing that they are dropping this evidence. However, before dropping it, they showed everybody inside the courtroom, including the judge, who's making the decision on Durk being released, which will definitely be in his head when he makes his decision. But Charleston White would even react.
This is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
As while Charleston does not like the idea of Lil Durk being released, Durk's lawyer Drew Finling would reveal his release date, giving details of the prosecutors ruining their own case.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
As he mentioned, the case is getting weaker for the prosecutors, who can now no longer use lyrics against him. But this is when his lawyer would call the charges a joke, saying they only had lyric evidence against Durk. Now they're not even using it.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ack. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
While the judge needs a few days to decide on Durk's release, something bad happened to Lil Durk, and let me explain. It was announced, reports reveal OTF rapper Lil Durk was attacked in his cell block earlier this morning at the LA County Jail. Conditions of the rapper's health is not public, however, a change of jails is now likely. This is what resulted in Kanye West calling Durk to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, man, how you feeling?
And I'm feeling good, just taking a day at a time, just chilling and staying focused for real.
Yeah, I love the time we
from a federal prison.
I love the time we spent in Saudi, man. That was great.
Hey, look, that's all I'm talking about here. The people here, they get their time, and they ain't never experienced the world. So I be telling them stories, and they be on 20.
Wow. Yeah, man. I just got off the phone with Puff. I talked to him for the first time 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes before you called me, yeah.
Rumors then began going around online on what happened to Lil Durk. However, fans noticed something very strange. Quando Rondo and Lil Tim did separate interviews, but both said the exact same message, and they were both released on the same day, as they had both interviews also released on the same day this happened to Lil Durk. While many look at it as a coincidence, others believe it's a way for the feds to not investigate them for putting a hit on Lil Durk. Here's what Lil Tim said.
Shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f him and shit like that, because I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
As Quando Rondo said the same thing, saying he wished he was handled a different way.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like, they could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Being very friendly on an interview while speaking about Lil Durk, when in reality, if these guys had the chance to get Lil Durk, they would take it 100% for what happened to their brother, Lil Pab. Now, Durk's lawyers would mention this inside of the courtroom, hoping that it helps him get on house arrest, as a few days later, the judge would then make his decision. Lil Durk would be seen entering the courtroom. As the news read, the feds say Lil Durk would need to go completely broke and give up all of his property to be granted a bond. They fear that he might use his fortune to place bounties on witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is, under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
This then resulted in a viral tweet that reads, "If you think Durk was denied a bond because he's so rich, then you know nothing about the case. Diddy's brother literally just snitched on all of OTF, and instead of making it public, they're hiding it to catch Durk's lawyers by surprise." This answers the question on why the prosecutors dropped the lyrical evidence against Durk, as they just replaced it with new evidence from OTF Diddy's younger brother. I found the evidence files, and it's very concerning. It was so concerning that it was written, "The new Ted body cam footage of him begging to snitch against Durk and OTF members have changed the case. Durk's lawyers submitted paperwork for an extended time on their bond proposal." Lil Ted is also known as OTF Diddy's younger brother. This is Durk's main guy. Anything he needs done street related, he goes to Diddy. So when Lil Ted was picked up by police at a local convenience store, he had a firearm in his jeans pocket and he would be immediately arrested.
Really? Dude had a. What about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
At this moment, Ted was then driven to the police station, but before even getting inside, he immediately broke down in tears. He even told the officer, and I quote, "I swear I'll tell y'all about the passings," hoping not to be placed into jail, but it was already too late for him.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please, I swear, please.
Being placed into the waiting cell, Lil Ted was seen crying his eyes out, wanting nothing more to just snitch on all of the team members that he knows have done very serious crimes just to be taken out of jail.
Wait, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me no, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
But here's where it gets very interesting. With OTF Diddy being his older brother, they share the same last name. When there was news of someone snitching with their family's last name in the court paperwork, everyone believed that it was OTF Diddy, with the entire internet going crazy, as that's Lil Durk's best friend. OTF Bezu had to hop on IG Live to clear the record straight.
No motherfucker know what's going on. But them people that's in them courtrooms, man, for real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on, for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all that threw the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on, for real. My kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate and nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
This is when many fans started digging through the paperwork. Even DJ Academics would speak on OTF Vonnie allegedly snitching, and it caused even more confusion.
When you see Flacco post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out his co-defendant OTF Vonnie, King Von cousin, filed for protective custody when they came to court. Okay. That sounds so crazy. This is why we have streams like this. This is, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, maybe jumped maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline is way better than the story.
However, with all of this, Lil Durk still has one last chance of being released from jail. Academics would ask Durk's lawyer if he would entertain a plea deal. Drew says no, we're going all the way.
You know, likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen, like, this seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's gonna be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
They're going all the way for one specific reason. Durk's lawyers have been keeping this in their back pocket to win the case, explaining that all Durk does online and in his music is express his First Amendment rights.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, the First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is violent.
But there was a real huge issue with Drew Findling saying this during a public interview. It made the prosecutors create their own defense against it. And it all began when it was announced Lil Durk's day one homie Gleesh passed away last night in Chicago. This resulted in a viral comment reading, "Has anyone heard from OTF Jam after he snitched on Durk?" Several OTF members are gone, but low-key he's been gone for months, as he was outed for being a snitch on DJ Vlad's show.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now
got
he
him
put
in a
everyone in a jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped.
As shortly after, when he was outed for being a snitch, it was announced OTF Jam found by OTF members hiding out in a crib outside of Atlanta. Sources claim Jam was dealt a punishment for snitching on OTF owner Lil Durk, alongside a photo of a crime scene outside of a house that Jam was staying at that no one's heard from him since. As to understand what will truly ruin Lil Durk in the trial is what Jam provided to police, and let me explain. It reads, over 230 gigs of digital evidence, which includes audio recordings, video surveillance, and 20,000 pages of reports, are currently being processed for discovery, as an OTF member named Jam supplied them with this new evidence. The feds believe Durk paid to get these two people dealt with. Number 1, Stephon Mack, who got Durk's brother D-Thang. Number 2, OTF Jam's baby mom, who sadly passed after Durk found out he wore a wire around him. Feds think Jam is the key to putting Lil Durk in jail for all 3 crimes, as it was this Instagram live where Durk noticed Jam was wearing a wire, seen holding the top of his jacket, whispering in it.
Hey, give me the check on your man. I heard you got his head. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I used to have a dare. Architect. Having a who? I'm having a dare.
After fans pointed out that Jam was acting strange on that IG live, it was then announced Durk has been playing 3D chess the entire time. He knew OTF Jam was going to cooperate, as he would speak about it during a public interview, meaning he wanted Jam to know that he knew.
I see shit from a mile away.
I don't think people realize that.
I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your is gonna cooperate.
As Durk would then later speak further on this, saying he doesn't even allow his friends to know where he lives anymore. He gives no information to anyone. You could tell how sad he is knowing Jam snitched.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been in my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
Promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids, cause it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the. We're gonna have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the you gotta watch.
Everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta. Everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, you go too. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play.
It's very important to know that OTF Jam is also the same man Durk gifted $50,000 to during this IG Live. But I want you to pay attention to those in the background of the IG Live. It's very important.
You know what's name, but steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him. Feed him. Get in the milk, bro. Get in the milk for some baby mama get the tripping, bro.
You see that?
Feed
for my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. This too much. Crazy though. Sitting up there doing all this, sneak this and the internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Not what I want to do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof
Bro got out what?
You know that
How many you did now?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah, that's your latest bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really was just getting in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
Those people in the background of that IG Live were the same people that were involved in Lil Fab passing away, meaning Durk hired those guys. And they're also the same men that were jewelry shopping with King Von, making it very clear they were all very close friends and they wanted to get back for King Von.
The solitary stone.
We just looked at him, man.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
However, Kodak Black's jail situation is looking very concerning.
Arrest warrant has been issued for South Florida rapper Kodak Black. Officials say Bill Capri, better known as Kodak Black, violated the conditions of his pre-trial release. This mugshot is from his initial arrest last year when troopers pulled him over for driving with an expired driver's license and tags and found drugs on him.
Hey, look, come here. I'm not gonna arrest you on all right? This is just for the time being. Come on, fish lady. All right.
Today it was announced, according to Broward County, the Kodak Black felony trafficking and possession trial is set for late 2025. The rapper is being taken to trial instead of being sentenced to a rehab program, as Kodak Black didn't take news of this very well. Caught me on TikTok Live looking absolutely terrible.
Yes, absolutely. I like that. All right, DP, thank you, brother. Yeah, you was born. All right, coming up next, I want to play some Drew Hill. I got Camper, I got Anita Baker, all on the way. My name is Jimmy Rodriguez. I'm in for Shelby Russian today. Hot 105.
This is when it would start to be announced. Chatter inside the courtroom between prosecutors and law officials make it sound like Kodak isn't being given another chance. It's time to face a sentence, but for how long? As the body cam footage of Kodak's arrest would go viral online.
Hey, look, come here. I'm not gonna arrest you on all right? This is just for the time being. Come on, fish lady. All right. You know your license is no good. But I'm not too worried about that. That's a ticket, right? That's a ticket.
Why it is so serious this time around is that Kodak Black was already arrested on this exact charge 2 years ago in a separate case. This makes him known as a repeat offender. Now on February 28th, 2023, it was announced Kodak Black admits to being on drank, but denies on being on other items after pleading not guilty on possession and firearm charges.
I was on the and I was asleep in front of my family house, bro. That's it. I was on that drink, sleep in front of my people's house. But that ain't illegal. And that ain't illegal. I mean, so all that shit just the process that it had to be in any other mug shot. The process that even though like bogus is plastered all over the internet. Then on top of that, it's like, bro, like I'm Haitian. I mean, and then it's just like my era, bro. Like, nah, like, man, you better off.
As shortly after the IG Live, the feds would raid Kodak's Florida home, arresting the rapper and confiscating many items found within the home. Surprisingly, while admitting it on IG Live, his lawyer was able to secure a deal to have Kodak sent to a rehab rather than sitting in jail for 2+ years, being a massive win for Kodak.
Kodak, whose real name is Bill Capri, faced a judge Tuesday in Orange after turning himself in following an arrest warrant issued for violation of his pretrial release. Authorities said he tested positive during a random test earlier this month.
It is just unjust and not right about this situation.
Black, addressing the judge after the pretrial release technician testified he may have mixed up the samples between Black and another patient.
There's no way you tested positive. We can resolve that by way of a hair sample, and that'll clear you.
Judge Barbara Duffy then asking for a hair sample today to clear up the alleged mix-up, which Black refused, rather choosing to check into the Legacy Rehabilitation Facility for 30 days as part of his pretrial release.
However, committing the exact same crime, but this time in 2025, while becoming a repeat offender, Kodak will be going to prison. But to understand how long his prison sentence will be, it's important to know when Kodak was sent home from rehab on his first case of trafficking and possession, it paused his music career for roughly a year. He had no new music, there was no IG Lives, his career stalled for 2 years, and many forgot about Kodak Black. While in rehab, he turned his entire life around. He wrote new music daily, he was working out, and he became a much better person, which is why when he was released from rehab, in 1 week, he would release his hit song titled Walk. This gathered 33 million views, climbing him right back to the top of the charts. But the success would get back to Kodak's head, as it was this moment where Kai Cenat would invite Kodak Black to come on live stream, but he would take an extracurricular item before arriving at his home, which resulted in Kodak having extreme sweats, swatting at things that aren't even there, and shouting random things.
You can't always say it, but at times when it feel good, that's what you say sometimes. Yeah. I thought your name was Bubba. Hey, oh.
As the true Kodak Black fans were extremely upset, wondering why their favorite rapper, after being in rehab for 2 years, would already go back to using. So the morning after the live stream, Kodak would have to hop on IG Live, trying to explain the situation to calm everyone down.
Come on, say y'all people like who be on that, y'all be on all type, y'all be on say all type of stupid. But I take you one and y'all be so hurt. Y'all wanna like it anyway. Yeah. Everybody else who be coming like on that timing, they ain't got no motion. They broke, they hurt, they something, or they trying to come into life some kind of way and trying to like look any type of little. Yeah, I could come in that way. Oh, I think you need help. Oh, look, bro. Try to like, and then y'all don't think.
With millions disappointed that he broke his sobriety, making him look terrible on live stream, the strung out moments would only get worse from here. Kodak took motivation from Kai Cenat. He created his own live stream, and it didn't last long until he was seen jumping on his kitchen counters, not even speaking English.
Bitch got the sentence. What you want to Mac? Got some sentence. Got this shit, you been to the boy, got some shit, boy, want to raise you, want your pack, yeah, stuck on the mat, hey, stuck on the mat, then a bed rest, and a long nap, because she took you down to it, and you can't do it back, you can't help.
As this was only the beginning of the downward spiral of Kodak Black, as he would be seen hopping on IG Live, literally saying he's waiting to pass away.
Everybody getting while we waiting on other people too, right? Other people, they don't know how to let time do its thing. Everybody like let time do it, bro. Time is the best, what you call it, whether it's gonna heal or whatever it's gonna like, you know, let time do it. You gotta be patient. Love is patient, love is kind. You know, like I'm saying, it makes absolutely zero sense, no sense at all. Or try to approach the situation with any type of aggression. The whole world on. Everybody on. Your man on. Your. Everybody getting. While we waiting to.
Why we just down here waiting on when we're gonna...
As the most upsetting part of it is that he actually read this from a viral tweet. It reads, "Every time I see Kodak Black, I get so sad. That man has like 4 baby moms and not one of you greedy women care about him for real, because why are y'all not helping him? You're probably sitting around waiting for him to pass away," which then resulted in Kodak Black hopping on IG Live once again and crying that he has never experienced true love.
I know girl treated you right. Never, bro. I never had a bit of love. I never experienced love before. I never experienced it. I never experienced it, shit, bro. I never experienced it, bro. I never did, bro. I never did, bro. I never experienced love, bro. I never did, bro. I never had it. I never had it, bro. I never had it, bro. I never had it.
This would only result in even more viral tweets reading, "Every day I see a new video of Kodak strung out, not even acting like a human. Is somebody gonna help him?" Or even, "Is anyone else afraid if Kodak doesn't get help, we're gonna lose him? Things are very bad." Which is then when we hit the lowest moment. Kodak Black was seen eating chicken in the middle of the road, looking like a zombie.
The wrong thing. Take a seat next to him. Take a seat next to him. Enjoy that food. Enjoy that. Take a seat next to him, brother.
Hold on, please. I want to be part of bro. I want to join that, bro. I want to be down here.
As this would be the final straw for rappers in the industry, they would begin reaching out to Kodak. First, Kanye West, who would speak out trying to save Kodak and asking for other rappers to come alongside him.
Okay, so I thought Kodak was in Miami. I see he's in Atlanta. So I'm gonna flight down to Atlanta right now and do something. So anybody that's already down in Atlanta that knows him and knows anything about him, I know I said rappers and all that, but right now, I need y'all, man, to like really go and do something. Like we can't. I know y'all think I'm crashing out. Y'all, you see me talking, I'm expressing myself. And look, man, please don't. I know I said a lot, and just let me go down there and go help this man out.
As further into the Kanye West video, he would begin to mention that everything that he's doing online right now will be packaged up and used against him in his upcoming trial, showing the judge this man literally cannot be allowed to be out in the free world. He either needs to go to rehab or prison so then he can get his life together. But it's what happened later on in that night that confirmed Kodak needs someone. Kodak was seen pacing around his own room claiming he's Drake's favorite rapper. Now he definitely could be. However, this is more of a confirmation that he is hanging out with the wrong crowd. He's clearly strung out and he needs help, but his own friend would rather sit in the corner filming him thinking it was funny.
I'm Drake's favorite rapper.
Who?
I'm his favorite rapper.
You Drake favorite rapper?
Yeah.
Nah.
He always say that, even his people always say that. They always say that. Even when you know what I mean? Even when he ain't around, so shit like, oh, no, it's for real.
This would then be the final straw, as it would get the attention of a rapper named Boonk. He would reach out trying to help Kodak, even explaining he needs new friends.
But right now, man, we worried about you. You don't look too healthy. In front of outside looking in, it's obvious that you're a and I don't believe for 1 second you just doing for your own enjoyment. Nah. You trying to find something to fill up that void that's within your chest. See, I've been where you at right now. But by the grace of God, I'm clean. Them strongholds have been pulled down. Them chains are broken. So I'm qualified to talk about this. You got to make a decision, bro. You got too many people looking up to you. And from one father to another, got to set the right example for your son. This coming from somebody who genuinely cares. So if you come across this video, you want to sit at the table, break bread, man, holla at me.
However, just 1 week later, things got even worse again. A fan would try interacting with Kodak at a local football game, telling Kodak that he loves it when he's sober. This led to Kodak getting very angry, pulling out his cell phone, hopping on IG Live, and responding very aggressively.
Say, I love when Kodak's sober. Change sober. I look sober.
That nigga's going for 2.
I know it's sober. For what? For what? Look at all this money. Look at all this cash. people, young over. Young.
He would then show up to the Baltimore Ravens game, once again looking completely out of it. A tweet read, NFL fans are worried for rapper Kodak Black's health as he appeared off, while showing love to star quarterback Lamar Jackson in the Ravens.
Hey Kodak, what you gotta say about the Ravens, big G? I love Ravens. Hello. Hey, what about that boy LJ, man? What you gotta tell the flock about that boy LJ, man? That boy Yak in the city. Yeah, Yak in the city. I live out here. Baltimore, let them know.
With it being sports related, Wallow and Gilly would end up seeing this, where it was then announced, Wallow and Gilly give life advice to Kodak Black, saying don't ever doubt yourself, you got them babies counting on you, referring to his children.
Don't ever doubt yourself, you got them babies counting on you. There's gonna be times where you're gonna doubt yourself, you're gonna be in pain, but them babies counting on you, you gotta be here. And I'm telling you that because a lot of people get around you and they see your success and they say, oh man, a lot of people need you, and they yes man you. I ain't here to yes man you. You know me, every time we connect with you, you know I got love for you. Not because I need you, I got love for you because you're a young cat and I was young, Gil was young. Live. And I'm telling you that because you see that love that lady get, you see how you light up when I talk about your babies? Live. These people wanna laugh, they wanna joke, they wanna criticize. They don't know your pain, I don't know your pain. But I know one thing, them babies counting on you.
Trying to reason with Kodak on his recent struggles, as his life is a lot bigger than just him. According to Google, Kodak has 5 children, while also being the main breadwinner of his own personal family. His mother relies on him, and his recent actions could affect that. But did you know what he did the following day? He was invited to the White House. He then became the first ever rapper to tweak while at the White House.
So like, imagine a world if all of us was just one color. If all of us was just blue or green. Oh, if everybody was smart, you gotta have some dumb people. Oh, what if everybody was rich? Who's gonna take the trash out?
This would end up going mainstream viral. Kodak would be reached out by family, his record label, everyone you can imagine, which is why he would then want to apologize to everyone and state that he wants to use his influence for change.
I'm honestly, I'm sorry to everybody. I'm sorry to the people who I heard it. I'm sorry if you don't understand me. I'm sorry if you just don't like me. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, and I'm sorry to everybody that I've wronged, and I'm so sorry to all the times I made my mom cry, and I'm sorry to all the girls whose heart I broke. I'm sorry to young Miami. You know what I'm saying? For kind of disrespecting her and stuff like that. She accepted my apology.
She did? To even then later on that night, finally responding to Kanye West. He would say, quote, Kanye's a real one. You wanna know why? Kanye's the only guy who still likes Diddy. I'm pretty sure the feds are gonna seize all that boy's accounts. Kanye just did some real stuff, and you know what? I'm gonna do a collab with you so we can get some money.
Yeah. Kanye a real one. You know why you a real one? Cause I'm some whole Kanye the only still did it cause he know he ain't a lot of the other look at me. I'm clean in her Kanye
The most concerning part is everything I just shared will be packaged up and used against Kodak in his upcoming trial. If you were a judge seeing that, what would you do? Sentence Kodak to prison or to rehab? Comment down below and leave a like if you're a Kodak fan. But Young and Ace just got picked up by the feds. He's now sitting inside of jail.
Jacksonville rapper Young and Ace arrested by Jacksonville Beach police around midnight.
So Young and Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them.
Yeah, we good after that. We just gotta go to the back. He's gonna get the camera. We're gonna take a picture. Step back here.
Yeah, back behind.
The news just wrote today, Jacksonville police investigating the new video evidence relating to Young and Ace paying for the hit of Julio Foolio. Expect the rapper to be arrested for questioning soon, as the evidence the police have proved that Young and Ace is guilty. As Jacksonville sheriffs just wrote, Sheriff TK Waters sends a PSA to Young and Ace and his crew, ATK, after Julio Foolio's hitters were caught.
So Young and Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them. I won't speak to the chief's investigation. That's up to TPD. We don't have an investigation on him right now, but he can't move around in Jacksonville without us knowing about it. And that's for the betterment of our community.
As right when Young and Ace began getting investigated for Foolio's passing, he would decide to end his gang known as ATK. Some of the worst timing ever, as it also resulted in somebody snitching. He tweeted, "Ain't no such thing as ATK no more. That stuff is gone and over with," alongside an Instagram video confirming it.
I say no more ATK, it ain't no more. What you talking about? Niggas don't do shit. Niggas don't do shit. You tripping. Everybody always got shit to say. These niggas. When it's time for the lawyers to be paid, where the niggas be at? Got all this shit to say, where the niggas be at though? Where the niggas need to get buried? When the time to spend that money, where the niggas be? We always got shit to say, but don't be on shit, man. They don't get no feet wet or nothing, man. You niggas be talking, man. What's wrong with these, man? Talk about uncomfortable, don't talk like me. Don't get it, man. When I say no more ATK, ain't no more.
However, ending ATK in the middle of an investigation makes him look extremely guilty, so the police would investigate even harder. Now, to understand what they found, it's important to note there is 5 people currently arrested for the passing of Julio Foolio. Rumors circulating they were all hired hitmen from Alicia, Isaiah, Sean, Rashad, and Davion. However, police believe that Young and Ace was the main kingpin, which is why they have been canceling all of his recent concerts, trying to limit his business income so he cannot afford lawyers.
Jacksonville police and I don't know how they be doing this, but they always call around and cancel my shows. What's up with y'all? What's going on? Why y'all want to cancel my show? I don't even live there in Jacksonville. Why y'all want to cancel my? Why y'all trying to my money? Yeah, man, y'all trying to my life. Cause y'all worry about what I got going on. I ain't with y'all. Y'all canceled all my shows, but I just had a show in Temple. Y'all got my show canceled in Temple. I had a show in Virginia. I called, got my show canceled up. I had a show in Gainesville. Y'all canceled my show in Gainesville before. Daytona. You feel me? Like, what's really going on?
They believe this for one specific reason. It was all due to a video that was leaked online. It was announced Jacksonville rapper admits to targeting Julio Foolio because Young and Ace put up $10,000 on his head.
Hey, on everything I love, bro. On the day homies, bro, I put it on everything on my soul, on my kids. I'm the one that smacked Julio Foolio that night when he got at his birthday celebration, bro. You feel me? I ain't gonna show my face and give my identity away or nothing like that, but you know, I did that, you feel me? It was money on his head, you feel me? I rock with Ace and them boys, you feel me? ATK, you feel me? I be in Jacksonville heavy, you feel me? If you know, you know. But yeah, you feel me? I did that, you feel me? I handled that, cause, you know, Ace had that money on his head, you know, Ace had them put that 10K up, told me to slide, told me to cause you know he got tired of that nigga running his mouth playing all the time, you feel me? So what had to be done, you feel what I'm saying? So I just handled it, you feel me? It was what it is, bro.
With all of this evidence coming out, Young and Ace would then be featured on DJ Academics' podcast, where Academics would tell him straight up he's either next to be dealt with or next to be arrested.
Whack 100 recently spoke about you and he says, you're next.
Why would you say that, bro? Why was you wishing for me?
Well, I don't know if he was wishing that. I think he's just thinking about, like, you know, in terms of, you know, people want to get the target, like the high profile target, and if Foolio is out the way, now they're like, well, the only way to make another thing is you.
Why wish on me, bro? Man, bro, I've been living my whole life, twin. I'm letting you get up on. I'm not letting nobody get up on me. So I don't.
With his passing now, right? Does it mean that this whole situation is over?
There's never no situation.
As academics would then reveal why Young and Ace would want Julio Foolio dealt with, as Julio Foolio and his street team ended up ambushing Young and Ace a couple years ago while Young and Ace and his brother were leaving a restaurant, where sadly his brother passed away.
I'm trying to come for him. I try to hold RJ. I'm trying to hold him. I'm trying to RJ open the door. I open the door, I'm pushing him out. I'm like, I got you, bro. I got you. He grab a shirt. I'm like, bro, I can't move. He tell me he can't move. I jump out the car. Cope open the door. Cope said, call it in. Just call mine.
With Young and Ace's brother passing away due to the incident, Young and Ace has wanted revenge against Julio Foolio and his team ever since, which is why on Foolio's birthday, the job was done. The police were able to find significant evidence leading Young and Ace to the crime, and it's all been released today. It reads, Julio Foolio, born June 21st, 1998, was involved in an ambushing by rival street members Sunday morning in Tampa, Florida. What was supposed to be a celebration weekend for his birthday ended up turning into the worst thing imaginable due to social media. Julio and his crew rented an Airbnb for the weekend. Once arriving to the B&B, Julio would post this to his Instagram story.
Hey, the pool party start today at 5, 6 o'clock. If you already got the address, pull up, man. You got the address, pull up. If you need the address, DM me right now. The pool party start at 5, 6 o'clock. DM me for the address or DM Julio Booking ESPN. I'm gonna put it right here. We just got here, bruh. You got to add it. You got to add it, man. Push up. We just got to this bit. Tampa, Florida, man. You already got to add it to the pool party. Push up at 5:30, man. Push up at 5:30, man. We finna get everything right. Push up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, man. It's up.
The party inside of the Airbnb only lasted 2 hours. Julio would share the inside of the party, showing everyone on Instagram there was drinks involved, extracurricular items, as well as many women that all were near Julio Foolio the entire night. He would end up posting multiple videos to Instagram, laughing and giggling with these women. Meanwhile, his ops were on the other side of the phone planning. This was the first mistake of many for Foolio, showing millions of followers, including his ops, every single move, showing he wouldn't even be 100% if anything were to go down. 1 hour later, the police arrived to the Airbnb. Calling the landlord of the home, they would eventually kick Foolio and his crew out of the Florida crib. Foolio would then once again go to Instagram, posting his next move. This would be a poster for a nearby club, telling everybody to pull up while literally revealing the address of the club on the poster, almost as if he's trying to break the record on social media for the most location drops to his ops in one day. Once arriving to the club, he would then post on Instagram again, this time showing exactly where he is sitting inside of the club, telling everyone, I'm going to the upstairs lounge.
We can't even for my birthday, man. Everybody coming up the stairs. No cap, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We deep as 20 deep, lit everywhere we go.
The ops on the other side of the phone could not believe what was happening. It gave them plenty of time to get together, figure out a plan, and scope out the club. They knew exactly where Foolio was, but taking action on the day of the 23rd was very important to these ops, but more on that later, as it also ties into Young and Ace. Now, when Foolio and his crew were done at the club, they all gathered in the parking lot. His manager was figuring out a place to stay, where he was able to scope out a nearby Holiday Inn down the street. When arriving to the Holiday Inn, sources claim everything was silent. They were sitting in the parking lot of the Holiday Inn, waiting for the manager to book 10 rooms. This was, however, until rival cars filled to the brim with street members began coming down the street. Men exited the vehicles and climbed through the bushes to sneak up on Foolio and his crew. They all had firearms, but there was two people's main job was to locate Julio Foolio and do what needed to be done to Julio Foolio as what the boss wanted. This was a clear retaliation against Foolio. The police would end up having it on record, it was on the 23rd day of the month. Julio dropped a hit track titled When I See You, where he made fun of Young and Ace for losing his brother. In the lyrics, Julio rap, went out to eat on his birthday, 4 hit, 3 passed in the worst way. He kept dissing on me, and now we hit in 23. But now those same ups that Foolio dissed in the song would end up going against Julio Foolio on his birthday on the 23rd day, hitting a total of 4 people, just like Foolio rapped against them. But this is then when Young and Ace would hand over self-snitching evidence to the police. He would drop a hit song 1 day later where he raps the lyrics, 4 in the car, 1 them gone, 3 got hit, recreating Foolio's lyrics against him, further proving the retaliation by Young and Ace's crew. But 6 hours after the incident, it was then announced Young and Ace dropped Do It, a direct diss track at Julio Foolio after his passing earlier today. Young and Ace's right-hand man would then share on Instagram an old tweet from King Von reading, "Game over, we won, stupid." Due to the song disses and Instagram disses, it was easy for the police to understand who did the crime. Literally saying how it started and dropping music videos is what caused it all.
The drill rappers.
You have drill down here.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was a Chicago thing.
No, man, it's down here too, man. And the thing about it is, we like to run them out of town. Like, there's a couple of them that they know they can't live here anymore. There was a particular song, was Vanessa Carlton? What's the name of that song? It's real catchy, everybody likes it. Yeah, 1,000 Miles. They sampled her song, and then they made a song, a rap to it, and they were talking about people that actually been in Jacksonville. About 5 or 6 of them, right? They named in that song?
They did name it.
But that's what drill rap is. It's nonsense, but it's impactful because they're talking about people that have actually been, those people have parents, they have mothers, they have fathers, they have brothers and sisters that feel the effects of what's going on. They think it's a joke.
But today, on July 19th, the official police records would all be released on Julio Foolio's passing that you wouldn't even believe. They found an interview 1 month before Foolio passed where he spoke on the beef in Jacksonville and revealed there was supposed to be a song made, with both groups coming together to stop the crime.
No record. Y'all probably didn't know this. Even though I said what I said, bro. Me and J.Dot Breeze supposed to be doing a Stop the Violence song. We probably gonna get that shit in motion. So I wanna just get that shit out the way for the kids, for the youth and shit. And yeah, we gotta make this foot better, man.
You and J.Dot Breezy have a Stop the Violence record coming.
Yeah, that shit, it's talked about. I DM'd about it. My big cousin wrote him about it too. He said he with it, I'm with it. But basically right now we trying to find a beat.
The police believe that Young and Ace and his crew were pretending to be cool with Julio Foolio, telling them the beef is done. You don't need to worry anymore, which is likely why he dropped all those locations on his birthday on his Instagram, letting his guard completely down. Then the police found the real reason. Young and Ace's best friend, ATK Mitch, passed away in April 2022. Officers at that month saw Julio Foolio driving a Dodge Durango with an illegal window tint. They would pull Foolio over to ask questions when suddenly a prosecutor showed up. Things got very odd. The prosecutor searched Foolio's vehicle illegally, then he was able to tell the officers who he was. After hearing who Foolio was, he was immediately taken into the police patrol car and he was questioned on the passing of ATK Mitch.
Alright, so I didn't want to bring it up, I know you can be upset. Mitch, there's some texts I want to talk to you real quick about what happened to Mitch.
How long that's gonna take?
Not that long, depends on you. They're just gonna ask you what you know about what happened.
Once he was taken into the police car, Julio knew that he would be questioned and he was quickly taken in to be interrogated.
I used to come to my mama's house. I used to stay on the corner. He used to come over there, show his, support.
What type of work do you do? What type of
artist?
You're an artist. Okay. As far as Mitch go, what are you hearing?
Nah, really. I was in Miami when I heard the news, you know what I'm saying? I was down making music, and I saw posting on Instagram, Mitch, everybody, the whole Jacksonville, Mitch.
The detectives began looking into who Foolio was and how him and ATK Mitch knew each other. They then realized these two are complete ops who are not good with each other. They would then ask where Foolio was at the time of ATK Mitch's passing.
All right, the reason why I'm here, I am lead on your friend's case.
Ooh.
You ain't have a friend that just recently got killed?
A lot of friends that,
recently? Mitch?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm lead on that. I don't know how close you guys were. Can you kind of give me a, just rundown on y'all relationship when y'all met? How long y'all been partners or whatever?
The detectives still had nothing on Foolio, but they knew that he was involved with ATK Mitch, so they would fish for any information that they could get, but Foolio stood 10 toes, told the detectives, I don't know anything.
Guys, if you may know or hear something, that'd be helpful as well. Because if you know his mom, you can sit up there and call his mom, then I'm pretty sure you would want her to have some answers as well.
My little brother, I don't know who did. I don't know. I ain't here. That's what I'm saying. You will never know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. No, I just heard they say little brother got. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Miami at the time though.
You ain't tired of that, man?
Yeah. But I'm none of this.
While Foolio was shutting down any involvement with Mitch's passing, they would ask Foolio why his music is related to so much crime in Jacksonville, as the detectives were getting very frustrated he was staying quiet.
Do you think that your music or your ways or the way you conduct yourself through your music had anything to do with him?
Nah, because even before I was rapping, it was, you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't just say it's my music, that's why somebody, you get what I'm saying?
Okay, do you think it influenced someone or triggered someone, like the way y'all going back and forth with it? Do you feel that way?
Nah, a song can't make no do nothing, bro.
Where he is literally lying to police, pretending like he didn't know anything about ATK Mitch passing away, where it would be later revealed that his team was responsible for Mitch passing. ATK Mitch had a family. All they wanted to know is what happened to their son or brother, as Charleston White would react to Julio Foolio passing, saying that nobody should be sad because of what he did.
And everybody saying, man, what you think about this? Well, all I'm gonna say is, man, that works hard to die. He earned this here. And goddamn it, should nobody be sad? Where that lived and talked gangster, should nobody be sad what did happen to Julio Foolio? One thing we know about it, he didn't go to heaven.
That ain't good, wasn't it?
Yeah, now one thing about it, he ain't in heaven. Now, where that boy, he had all the time in the world to apologize to them people. He was going to the graveyard, rapping at the graveyard. Man, that was making people mama cry. It's some people relieved, wiping their forehead saying, "Ooh, Lord, thank you." And then there's some people crying, said, "Oh, we gonna miss one leg, one foot."
As many look at Julio Foolio's passing to be a retaliation for ATK Mitch, and if you agree, like the video and comment down below your favorite Young and Ace or Julio Foolio songs. Young Thug, however, sat inside of jail for 2 years during the YSL RICO trial, but due to recent issues and him breaking his probation, he's about to go back in.
You guys are flying. You're going over 100 miles an hour down the metro.
Can I please get a warrant? Please. But if I was a cop and the person told me, I'll be like, I might have slapped him like, and I want to give you.
I don't want to slap
so fucking bad. But you told me that your license,
Here's my
you just
thing,
got
man.
your license back. I ain't gonna
I've
get your
seen
license.
one too many bodies.
I promise I won't do it again.
I've seen one too many bodies, man. You know how many of those homies?
Young Thug's new song titled Money on Money got the YSL rapper in trouble. The news read, the state of Georgia has filed a motion to revoke Young Thug's probation and send him back to jail. This is because of the lyrics in the song reading, Brody, you a rat, twin, you a pack, as well as the lyrics, these guys telling for nothing, and I gotta be the one calling them friends. As this went viral online, as it's clear as day violation of his probation, which is why Young Thug had to talk about it in an interview.
I just like to help people, you know.
One of those artists was Gunna. You guys did a ton of songs together.
Yeah.
Very successful on your label.
Yeah.
He was arrested about the same time as you. I think a lot of people wonder what that relationship is like now.
Yeah. I know everybody wondering that.
What's it like?
I don't know.
However, this got him in trouble. The news posted, Young Thug's legal trouble continues to bother him. Atlanta police target him well after being released from jail. As it didn't help that Young Thug tweeted, if you a rapper and you're a rat, you gotta just go gospel, twin. This went viral because of this one person's reply. They tweeted, you are literally not even legally allowed to rap about gangster rap stuff anymore. Bro, you go do gospel. This got 100,000 likes on Twitter Twitter, it got 3 million views, and unfortunately with how viral it went, it got the police's attention. Now, when Gunna originally signed his plea deal in 2022, Young Thug heard about it from a judge, and he started banging his head on the table. It's important to know that because of this one fan's reaction to those lyrics where it reads, "I'm sorry, but there's no way Young Thug stays out of jail while also being a rapper. The lyrics you need to use to keep fans engaged to songs breaks his probation every time." As strangely enough, right when Young Thug was released from jail, Academics predicted this happening. It was announced, Academics speaks on Young Thug getting released and says the stipulations are a setup for the court to put Young Thug back into jail. As if you didn't know, if Young Thug is caught breaking his probation, he will be going to prison for 20 years.
I know some of his fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you gonna tell me that they're gonna monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years, can't be in Atlanta, can't communicate with co-defendants or members, he can't rap about, he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is activity. But he's always gonna talk about him and his doing his thing. They might consider that activity. He might be like, yo, me is like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit. They might be like, oh no, you talking about the game. So, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see, if you follow that trial at all, whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain, you can see this was going through it. Like, he gained a lot of weight. Everybody know Thug was not that weight, so we happy he got out, but we definitely got to be very cognizant of how it's going to play out.
But what made everything go even crazier was this report, which reads, Whack 100 says he has 2 hours of footage of Gunna telling on Young Thug in an interrogation room, making many believe the feds are in the beginning steps for another YSL RICO trial.
Hey Gunna, listen, I'm putting it together. I'm going to give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours. 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm gonna give you some time though, Gunna, for you to go ahead on and confess. Confess to the world about all the telling you did. You know that interrogation? Yeah. Guess who got it? 2 hours? Boy, you was in there talking more than Hurricane Katrina. The only thing he did wrong was let him record him. You know what I'm talking about.
Now, fans investigated through the Fed files and they found the unused evidence against Young Thug. But there's also all the new probation violation evidence that I'm about to share, as when you combine it together, Young Thug's entire life is now in jeopardy. Listen closely. Now, 1 week into Young Thug being free, he tweeted, "Wham, let's drop one on these rats." With the name Wham referring to Lil Baby, who's been firm on dissing Gunna for snitching out of the YSL trial. Lil Baby responded to Young Thug, "We should." Then the next day, Thug tweeted, "Gunna, stop acting like we're friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy." This got the attention of Gunna and his brother. Gunna's brother replied, "Trust and believe the feeling is mutual." But then later on that night, Young Thug linked up with T.I., posting on Instagram where he clearly says that he is home and that he did it the right way, sneak dissing Gunna.
Hey man, what you got to tell these people? Back. Back, Jack. You feel me? You did. Hey man, ain't no cap in it. No cap in my rap. You feel what I'm saying? The right way. It's time. The right way, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Right way. Yeah, that way. Yeah. And go tell that.
Making sure Gunna knows that he did it the right way out. T.I. even took Young Thug's side, where it would be this moment where fans were spamming Young Thug to stop trolling and dissing Gunna, as it will not end well legally for Young Thug. He didn't care. Later on in that night, he would then post another video in the studio flexing his jewelry, happy to be home.
P, that's some pounds, P. I'm gonna show me away, P. Go pound, go make bag. In that bag. Go ahead.
Now, the trolling didn't stop here. Academics would then randomly get information that Young Thug was making several calls while in jail to rappers, telling them all to avoid Gunna.
The streets are so atrocious. Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this, I don't give a if you believe me. That's what he sent to. Or he sent a message to Durk, Baby. There's a few other rappers that just won't call their names, just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start not fucking with Gunna, speaking out, they're chilling away. Thug got out, Gunna kinda hot. Ain't like you're trying to really like jump and work with Gunna, but
again, who would leak this to academics randomly? Fans believe that it was Thug wanting that information out in the public, but he legally cannot say it himself. Now, with Young Thug doing continuous dissing and trolling to Gunna, he finally responded, but he did it through his lawyer. As he would write, "I was Gunna's attorney, but I am not speaking on his behalf. This long post is solely to set out the truth. Gunna did not cooperate and did nothing and said nothing to affect Young Thug's case."
And you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present along with Jeffrey Williams, where an hydrant and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
He spent 8 months in jail and was released in December 2022 after entering an Alford plea deal. Gunna's plea deal was not and could not be used in Thug's trial, and he was never even named as a witness. He received a 5-year suspended sentencing with no reporting, no travel restrictions, no living restrictions, and no probation. Over the last 2 years, from media reports, he has performed from all around the world, achieved international fame and recognition, and earned millions of dollars. Conversely, Thug went to trial and eventually pled guilty in nolo after spending 30 months in jail, received 15 years probation with reporting conditions, and is not even allowed to live in Atlanta. Those that have and continue to badmouth Gunna, get over it, enough said. This is very obvious. Gunna wants the Snitching label to be gone and scrubbed off of his name, but this is where the world stood still. Only a few days later, a tweet went viral reading, "Once y'all learn the effects of Gunna snitching in that YSL trial, then you'll realize why Thug and Baby will never be cool with him again. Go learn. I'm about to teach you right now." As the Atlanta police then wrote, the head of Georgia PD Council's gang unit says his office is preparing to defend against a potential 4PF RICO, with the official paperwork name-dropping Lil Baby. But what's even more concerning is at the court hearing, the police also shared evidence. An investigator in the courtroom wrote, "Investigator is on the stand. We are listening to wiretap phone calls. Someone mentioned that Lil Baby had tickets on some people's heads. This means that Lil Baby placed money on people for them to be dealt with. Whoever did it would then claim the reward. This is awfully similar to Lil Durk's M for Hire."
Like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? Ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unk, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unk.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested? And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
This would get the attention of Snoop Dogg, who tweeted, "First Young Thug, now Lil Baby, being played by that Atlanta DA. Y'all Atlanta rappers be careful," as the news would reveal an important update reading, "Lil Baby has been taken into county jail for questioning on the passing of Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman. Police question why he closed 4PF after the crime took place."
Atlanta police are blaming a local rapper's music video for the deaths of 2 13-year-olds, and a $50,000 reward is being offered for more information. So far, 7 people have already been arrested.
Between the bullets, it was nothing but bullets, pop, 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 pop.
At least 25 shots fired.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was just a concert. I was waiting for Lil Baby to come buy my tacos up.
Where it was then announced, Lil Baby reveals that he ended his record label 4PF to avoid it being labeled as a street team, but doing it while being investigated is possibly the worst timing ever.
First 4 Pockets Full had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. When you say of course, I mean, why you say of course?
Because all shit that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't.
Right.
Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we're gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police, it's just period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about.
As it's important to understand the entire case. The police reported the Atlanta Police Department is calling out Lil Baby, says his actions led to the passing of 2 young individuals last summer. During a press conference on Wednesday, the Atlanta PD announced 7 arrests have been made in connection to the passing of Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman. Major Ralph stated the incidents were a part of a team dispute that started with an incident at Lil Baby's music video last May, where 3 people were injured, while strongly saying this team will work relentlessly to hold you accountable, referring to Lil Baby.
The investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city, and cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
As Lil Baby recorded a music video on an ops block outside of a taco shop, the same lady that was featured in the news clip posted on her Facebook that Lil Baby was at her taco stand 3 cars deep recording a music video.
Where y'all at? We over here kicking in. We got Lil Baby shooting a video around here. You know how we do it, that slapping taco. Baby, there he go, Y'all see him? He came to get him some tacos, baby. Y'all better pull up, cause you already know how he doing this slapping tacos, baby.
That is actually how the ops knew Lil Baby was there. According to police, the ops didn't even know he was in the area. The Facebook video is the one that got their attention, making them pull up with firearms and clearing the scene. But the main question is, why are the feds blaming Lil Baby for this if he didn't even use a firearm or even post that video? This is when a viral comment would share, the Atlanta DA was not successful getting Young Thug. Watch, she will now target Lil Baby and use him as an example for the rest of rappers that are supplying their teams with fame, money, and items for street crimes. But here's where it gets so obvious that it was also played into the YSL trial, as the feds already warned the public about Lil Baby's involvement in Atlanta crimes while on the news.
An in-depth investigation. Recent months, you've had 2 high-profile racketeering cases. There are going to be more.
Over the next 60 days, you'll see 2 more.
As DJ Academics would then reveal the truth, there's a trap being placed by the Atlanta DA named Fani Willis. This was confirmed because only 1 week after the plan was revealed, Lil Baby was randomly arrested on Monday night for carrying a concealed firearm without a permit, and then he was sent to the Clark County Detention Center.
I need 20 bands, call the number for me. Hey, security, the black guy, call the number for me. Locking me up for a but I got license. Security, I give you 200 bands a year. I swear to God, security. Security, I give you 200 bands a year. You don't make 200 bands here. Hey, lady, my check leave at 9:10. Nah, check me good. I got to my nuts. Check me good. You on the camera? I got to my nuts. Check me good. I got to. All right, y'all let me in that car. Shoot myself in the head. Y'all.
As only 1 year ago, DJ Academics revealed on stream, while showing the evidence file, 4PF was on the RICO document that YSL was on, meaning there was a list, and if they were to go down the list, it was YSL first and 4PF right after.
I'm gonna tell you some things that you're gonna have to take my word or don't believe it. It's fine. I don't care either or. When Fani Willis started targeting YSL, Fani Willis had a bunch of people to target. She wanted Thug, she got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were going to get to 4PF. That's one of the reasons they changed their names, by the way. Except, from what I heard, the feds told them, it's okay, we got it. So the feds told him, like, it's okay if you dismiss the charge. So they didn't go that hard. with trying to get Durk, especially after Von died. They dropped that case. They dropped it, but the feds has realized we gonna get Durk eventually. You doing the math? You see why Lil Baby was moving the way he been? Because Lil Baby hasn't been on Fed watch. He's been on county state watch.
Which makes some fans believe that with Lil Baby, Gunna, and Young Thug being an unbeatable trio for over 5 years, but only Young Thug and Lil Baby are facing serious court cases, Gunna may have played a part in the entire situation. But comment down below what you believe, and if you're a fan of these rappers, leave a like on the video. But Diddy's been sitting in jail now for over a year, as his jail sentence is only gonna get longer now.
Oh wait, maybe I said it to my boyfriend because he got Tupac killed.
Which of those four is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
On November 18th, 1995, Tupac was photographed with Sean Diddy Combs' baby mom, Sarah Chapman. Diddy described Sarah as being the one, his dream girl, so when she got with Tupac, Diddy did not like it. This resulted in his first attempt of getting Tupac.
I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen or that's the only thing that made this become an issue to everybody. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the book. The police found him, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work.
As with his first attempt being a failure, he then tried once again 1 year later. In the Diddy trial, it was announced, former LAPD cop claims Diddy had Tupac dealt with for $1 million. Suge retaliated then by having Biggie Smalls dealt with, as Diddy hired Keefy D to get Tupac. Then, after walking free for 20 years, when the police finally arrested Keefy D, he did an interrogation and snitched on Diddy. He didn't even know he was being recorded when confessing that Diddy was the lead man of the crime.
On all 4 of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those 4 is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
As during the Diddy trial, he was questioned on his involvement. The news wrote, Diddy faces questions about his alleged role in Tupac's passing after being mentioned 77 times in a new legal filing. The hired hitman of the crime said everything was Diddy's wish, and he also mentioned it was a lot easier than he thought it would be. Even a writer wrote, historian Jeff Pearlman, who wrote the Tupac biography, claims Tupac wasn't as tough as he portrayed, and he was just playing a role, saying, quote, he couldn't fight and he didn't even know how to use a firearm.
Because he died because all these guys sold him this lifestyle idea, but he wasn't it. He couldn't fight. He had no athleticism. He didn't know how to shoot. He wasn't that guy, but he started to believe it.
He method acted it.
100% method acted it.
Which backs up the claims that Keefy D said it was a lot easier than he thought it would be. This would result in news headlines picking up fast. 50 Cent would react during his concert.
I hate when they leave me to talk because I always say the wrong thing. I always say the wrong thing. Last time they left me, I said something about Puffy. You saw that? You saw that clip? Yeah! I gotta stop doing that kind of shit. I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me with the I'm saying. I said crazy no reason. Oh wait, maybe I said it to my boyfriend because he got Tupac killed.
Because if you think Diddy's guilty, like the video, because when other times people confronted Diddy for being responsible for Tupac's passing, it always gets very awkward.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
But during the Diddy trial, Keefe D would reveal exactly how they set up Tupac to pass away, all by Diddy's wish. As on September 7th, 1996, Tupac was in Las Vegas with the head of his record label named Suge Knight. The two were off to the MGM Grand to watch a Mike Tyson match, as after it was over and they were exiting the arena, they spotted an op in the lobby of the hotel, where Keefe D later confirmed that this man was a watch guard waiting for Tupac to exit the arena.
Suge Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson at the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and two of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, the shooting was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
Security would break up the altercation between Tupac, Suge Knight, and the ops, but it resulted in Tupac and Suge needing to go back to their hotel to change their clothes. At around 11 p.m., the two would be off to a club to go party it up for the rest of the night. While driving down the Las Vegas Strip, the two would hit a red light with loud music playing in the area. They were a literal driving target.
Knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keefe D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
The aftermath was a mystery for over 2 decades. The police case was cold, nobody had any leads. This was, however, until a man by the name of Keefe D began doing interviews online, literally admitting to doing the crime, where he would do one specific interview where he details the moments of finding Tupac and literally doing the crime.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together.
Okay. This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. He was gonna go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He was hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
He even explained that it occurred so fast, all because Tupac was seen starting to reach for his own firearm, which resulted in one of Keefe D's own street members in the back seat to pull out their firearm first and do the act.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out.
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually?
No, once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started at Tupac and Suge.
And sadly, Tupac already knew something was about to go down when looking Keefe D straight in the eyes. But a reminder, the case was cold for 2 decades. Fans would want more confirmation that Keefe D is telling the truth, which is why he would then release a never-before-heard police interrogation from the night of the crime.
Lane starts. You say Suge looks over, he sees you. He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looked at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out
in
of
the back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen him going Suge head. I thought he was.
So Orlando across Dre.
He leaned over on the window. We rolled down the window.
During the police's investigation on Diddy, they were also able to find Keefe D's reaction to Tupac passing away, where he truly regrets it even happening.
Yeah, I hate it happened, dog. I really do, man. Cause it took a lot of people's lives, dude. I hate it happened. Probably to God. I feel that was wrong, man. It was just purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it had never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it. This shit never happened, dude.
However, it's the evidence the police found next, which made fans extremely worried, as when you investigate it further, Diddy did not act alone. In case you missed it, reports came out reading, the reinvestigation of Tupac's passing is revealing new names and evidence of those involved. One new name brought up is Suge Knight. Eminem already called out Suge Knight for being responsible, but nobody really took it serious. Eminem said, quote, "I'm holding Suge responsible for the passing of the two greatest rappers to ever grace the face of the planet. If only the late Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls, could talk, he would tell you himself. I'm holding Suge responsible for the passing of Ja Rule or anyone else that's down with the row." As according to new police records, it reads, Detective Russell Poole suspected that Suge Knight arranged Tupac's passing before he can exit the label. Then he framed the rival Blue Street team to throw off investigators. Which then raises the question, who's a famous Crip member that Suge Knight would pin Tupac's passing on? The most famous in the entire world for being in the Blue Street team is Snoop Dogg. He has his own police file in the Tupac passing, as when you learn he was supposed to be in the BMW with Tupac on the night that he sadly passed, it really begins to open your eyes.
You were with Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac, I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So
saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car with them.
As Snoop Dogg mentions that he was supposed to be in the BMW, but after some last minute changes, he suddenly didn't go. This was likely due to Snoop, Tupac, and Suge having an altercation just a few days prior.
The last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie, and I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that, Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did, as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself and to prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with the knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
Now, with all of this happening within 48 hours of Tupac's passing, it made the police very suspicious. 2 decades ago, Snoop Dogg was heavily tapped into the streets. Some speculate Snoop could have received a tip that Tupac was going to be targeted on this night, so he avoided on getting in that car, but others believe Snoop was telling the truth, as the feds did find one more interview where Snoop claimed 2 days before Tupac passed, he felt like Tupac hated him.
I say a week before he died, we was best of friends. 2 days before he died, I don't think he liked me.
Why?
Because we was in New York, and it happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And went and did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I want to do some music with him. And that just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like tried to me out at you, and you talking about you want to do a song with it. I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked his music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. This video footage of all of us hanging out.
However, the craziest twist in Tupac's passing that you're likely unaware of is that Suge Knight said that Tupac is alive and living well. During an interview, Suge Knight would reveal Tupac was allegedly doing fine in the hospital before his passing, stating in quote, "When I left that hospital, me and Tupac were laughing and joking. I don't see how someone can turn from doing so well to doing bad."
I mean, when I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I would say this, Pac, you never know.
But what's weird about this is, according to police records, Tupac was supposedly in a very deep sleep when arriving to the hospital. So how in the world would he and Suge be laughing if Tupac was unconscious? It doesn't seem to add up. However, in a 2008 interview, Suge Knight said the same thing.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after
after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They left.
But what's very interesting is he's not the only artist that believes Tupac is still alive. There's a rapper named Tretch who was extremely close friends with Tupac back in the day. They even worked on a few albums together as well. He was being interviewed before one of his concerts, and in the footage, you can hear the interviewer asking him about Tupac, to which he responds, "Last time I saw him, he was in Cuba."
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question.
Nobody knows. Y'all good?
Yeah, we good. We good. Thanks a lot, man.
We good. Last time I saw him, he was in church.
Then, only 2 weeks later, a video would be released onto a news website showing a video of Tupac supposedly chilling in a parking lot inside of Cuba.
Zoom in. That's Pac, man. He with the outlaw. And Reg from Holla Back is trying to be friendly and get autographs. Holla Back exclusive, baby. Holla Back.
But when it gets even more interesting is where this own officer revealed Tupac was an industry plant with a job of stopping the beef between the red and blue street teams.
Well, it turns out when I talked to Tupac's longtime mentor, political mentor, former Black Panther Chokwe Lumumba, who was his first business manager, he's told me, you know, I basically asked, well, was Tupac only pretending to be in order to appeal to gangs and politicize them? And he said yes. And that was part of his thug life agenda that he came up with his imprisoned stepfather, Mutulu Shakur. And so Tupac was just using that in order to get the and the leaders to call peace truces, first in Los Angeles, then throughout California, and then throughout the country. And that was why he was pretending to be this type. And really, he was just an intellectual prodigy.
With great evidence showing Diddy is responsible, while even more evidence showing Tupac could be alive, what do you believe? Comment down below who you think is responsible and leave a like on the video. But there's a lot of rappers you didn't even know are in jail, like Tory Lanez, Fetty Wap, Fujiano, Fabio Foreign, Casanova, Max B, Blueface, Lil Reese, Pooh Shiesty, TSU Surf, Yella Breezy, OMB, Quando Rondo, Mystical, Suge Knight, Spot 'em Got 'em, K-Flock, Hot Boy, 22 G's, Fredo Bang, YNW Borland, and even Lil Devin. But comment down below any rappers that I may have missed.